When I was very young, very young, I think I was about maybe, I remember before going to even kindergarten school or preschool, my dad and mom I had a picture of Swami in the house and Shirdi. I'm always told that I was born because of him. So before kindergarten, I remember my dad and mom explained this, that
Which year this might be?
this was in, I think, 1967, 68, 69, around there. And they told me that after my sister came into their life, for about 3-4 years, they didn't have any child, and someone said that, you praying to Sirdi, why don't you also pray to Swami? And someone gave them a picture of Swami. So my mother started praying, and they were living by a beach. And one day, she found that these bees were forming a small little hive on Sirdi's lake. And that's the day she realized that she was having a child. And so they prayed even more to Shirdi and to Swami. At this point of time, they were praying to both, praying to Shirdi and Swami. And then on 23rd of November in 1965, she gave birth to this beautiful baby. No, just kidding. She gave birth to me on Swami's birthday. It so happens that, they both prayed very hard to Swami, and they conceived with some kind of blessing from Swami, and I was born on his birthday. So
you were born on 23rd November
1965.
Yeah.
So since then, I'm always told that because of this, at that time, I knew him as a person in India. Because of him, you were born. So he became my best friend. I grew up just loving him, So my school box, pencil box, my bicycle, everything had stickers of Swami. And everywhere I went, my bookmark, to the point my mother one day scolded me because my football had a picture of Swami in it, and she said, you cannot use it. But I said, this is Swami's football, That was the amount of relationship that I have with Swami. And at that time, it was just that I knew him to be someone who just gave me a lot of love and support. And the age of about 8 or 9, on Swami's birthday, on my birthday, and we used to have bhajans in our house since the 60s, family bhajans, Swami started to, I think the age of 10 or 11, Swami started to materialize Vibhuti in our house, We had like about 30 pictures, all 30 pictures were covered by Vibhuti.
And where was your house?
At that time it was in Penang, in Malaysia, Penang, Malaysia. I think I was 10 or 11, on his birthday, I woke up with lots of Vibhuti on my forehead. Since then, till the age of about 18 or 19, every year on my birthday, I would wake up with Vibhuti on my forehead. Or the days before my examination, or there was something that I remember when I think was 14, I had to do a drama, a Ganapati. My role was to act out Ganapati's role. And I was furious with Ganapati I was with Swami for putting me in the spot where I had to act, because I don't like to be on stage, So I kind of and imagine my relationship with Swami was this man that gave me, or this God, or this Guru, at that point of time that gave me everything that I wanted, or gave me love, support, and everything, And I told him, why put me in this spot, And I slept in the afternoon for a short while, and I woke up. I had lots of vibhuti, and my sister made a picture of Ganapati that I'm supposed to put on my forehead, and that was covered by vibhuti too, And then I had the strength that Swami blessed it, and I went and acted that role. So that is how my relationship is.
And all this while, you have not seen Swami?
No, I never saw Swami. Yeah, I only saw Swami, though he came in my life in the 60s, when I was 2-3 years old, when I got to know him, 4 or 5 years old. But I saw him only in 1995. So in 1995, when I went to see Swami for the first time, that was for the World Conference. I was a part of a secretariat team by Brother Jega, Brother Billy Fong, Brother Suresh. And that was the first time I'm seeing Swami. There was a fear, ego fear with it, because all these years of relationship. In fact, Swami is the one who introduced me in his own special way, how I met my wife, because I saw this girl in a center, and I immediately knew that she's the one. I came back home, and I didn't even say hi to the girl yet. I asked Swami, is this the girl? I went and took shower, came back, and I put a flower on Swami's padam. The padam was covered by kungumam, tons of kungumam. And this happened in 15 minutes, you know. I went and saw the girl who's now my wife, and I told her, I said, Swami blessed you and blessed me with you, and you are my chosen one in my life, you know. And she thought I was crazy, you know, because she doesn't know me at all, you know. I said, you can take your time, you know, but Swami has blessed me with you, you know. So anyway, so when both of us,
How much time it took them?
how much time? You mean
For
after?
her to accept and you getting married?
Well, her mom had a dream of Swami coming in, praise to Swami, had a dream of Swami coming and saying that, you know, I bless you and your and he said a few things to her. And when she told her mom, this boy came and this and that, so she said that I had this dream, you know. And then very quickly we got to know each other. We introduced our parents because we were all in the same centers and you cannot have boy-girl relationship. And I was a youth leader then, you know, so I had to make sure that it's all properly done and my parents accepted and everything, you know. So to me that was very important because, you know, as a side brother and a leader, that relationship needs to be respected, you know, and she needs to be respected too. So that's very, very quickly, and then eventually we got married. So we went for our honeymoon. I took my wife for a honeymoon to Puttaparthi for the World Conference, you know. Not the best choice, but, you know, we both felt that that's the best way to start this relationship in as a husband and wife with Swami's blessing. So it was not the best time for honeymoon because, you know, we hardly met because, you know, it was constant secretarial work and everything. So when we arrived, Brother Billy Fong and Brother Jaga said, we can see Swami immediately, you know. At this point of time, Swami has come in my dream many, many times, has blessed me, saved my life twice by then. And so my relationship with him is at the astral level, you know. I had a very intense, close relationship where I know he's happy with me, and I also know where he has his rotang in Malaysia, they call it a stick, you know. When I was a kid, I know that he's not happy with my character. He makes it known very, very clearly when he's happy and not happy. But this is the first time I'm seeing him face to face. So the ego takes over, fear, suddenly loss of courage because Swami is coming, and for the first time I'm just crying, you know.
But why fear?
Fear because the ego says that what if he doesn't recognize me? Because all this while I built my life around Swami, my work, my education. He saved my life when I was in the US, you know. I'll tell you a story another day, you know. Physically saved me, you know. And here physically, if he doesn't acknowledge me, the whole thing could have been a dream, a very nice personal dream. So I said, I need to, so I told Swami, you need to somehow manifest that you don't have to do anything, but just let me know that that was real, you know. And to me, that was very important. And so I said that he either has to see eye to eye to me, that's good enough. Just see eye to eye, or accept my letter. You know, you want to be very, you have to be triple sure, you know. Or he touches me, or he gives me Pada Namaskaram, or he talks to me. He talks to me. So I had 5. Any one would be enough to know that that was the 30 years of my life was with him. I just need to have that because of the ego was wanted that assurance. It's a very personal assurance. So he came. He didn't see me, obviously. Didn't stop. He walked. He passed us. We were sitting in the front. I was sitting with Brother Billy beside me. And he turned back and he looked at me in the eyes, straight on. And it was very dark that day. It was an evening darshan, you know. And to me, that was enough. I was very happy. And then he looked at me and he then looked stern and then he smiled and he says, when did you come? All I did was just started to cry. I mean, my mouth opened, but words didn't come out, you know. I just started to cry. And then he said, he put out his hand and he says, and someone says, your letter, you know. So I gave my letter. So 3 things covered. So when he took my letter, when I gave, he somehow touched my finger, pressed it, and he pulled my finger. So that's the 4th one. He pulled my finger. He looked at me. He pulled my finger. But I was crying with a bit of noise, I think. I was crying, not like blessed crying. I was literally crying away, you know, because 30 years and I meet him, you know, it was just so much of thing that happened. He pulled. And then he put the hand like that and he pointed at his finger, his feet. And I just fell on his feet and somebody pulled my hair because they were yanking me away. But, you know, he was there for the longest time and I kissed and I looked at him and he gave me the baby smile that I've ever seen in my life. So he covered all 5 and
You asked for any one.
I asked for one.
He gave all of the above.
The Father gave all. I only asked for one, the Father gave all. and that shows his magnitude of just love pouring, you know. My heart sank the minute he passed by, literally sank. And in that split second, the ego created so much of thoughts in my mind to say that maybe it's not true, maybe not this. There's so many things, you know, maybe because you did this, you know, so many things, you know. But the master looks at you of who you are, and he knows your past, present, and future. And he gave me everything at that point of time. And I know because my parents, who have never met him at that point of time physically, although we have bhajans 3 times a week in our house, and we give vibhuti to, that time that was the only house that had vibhuti in North Malaysia, manifesting. And when people used to come, they used to come by school buses, 2 school buses, 3 school buses, and we never had time to study sometimes, you know, because they would come and we have to sing song. I used to play drums. We would start at 5 o'clock, finish 10, 11 o'clock, then have to clean up the altar and everything, and next day school, you know. And so that was our life. So I knew my parents would be very happy that, you know, my Swami took my letter and touched my finger and all this thing. So it was just not a personal satisfaction, but I knew that my parents would be even more happier. And when I saw my wife, I quickly ran out. I saw my wife. She was crying because she said, I saw.
Oh.
Yeah, and I would think that that moment when she said, I saw, that entire moment was far greater than anything I've ever experienced in my life, I think. There's one story that I'd like to share with you about Swami. And it's about practicing the values, importance of us practicing the values. This happened sometime in year 2000, I think 1999 or 2000, around that time. It was a World Youth Conference. And for about 2 weeks, we were in Prashanti, you know, the secretariat, you know, it was very, very challenging. You know, it's working with so many people and everything. I was very tired that day. I was literally very tired. And Brother Jega, who was our Malaysian leader, and he was one of the main key facilitators, finally gave this yellow tray. He said, go and find a tray. So I was a bit upset where to find a yellow tray, you know. So I went and found a tray, found a cloth and gave it to him. He said, where's the final youth report, you know. So we got the final youth report and put it in time. And he said, go and give Swami. And when the time comes, you know. And I was like, why me, you know. I mean, in my mind I was thinking, but, you know, I was literally pleased, okay. So what they told us was that me and another boy from Italy, okay, they were told this is Puna Chandra Hall, you know, between the 2 walls, all the VIPs were sitting. At that time, there was a Indian Prime Minister, Narasimha Rao, and him and a few other, I was told, very senior people, and we were supposed to go and give, but they said, you must kneel and walk. So we both kneel, both of us hold the tray. We were scared stiff because, or I was anyway, because, you know, I have to go through so many people. And I was thinking, why do I need to carry this annual? Because it's so much of work, so many people put inside, and I'm giving this, okay? It was in the evening, and Swami just had spoken, and he's sitting down there. So we started to kneel and walk. We just made a few steps. I saw Swami, because we had to keep an eye to Swami to know where we are heading. And we were between people, it was very cramped, and we were walking with knees. And it was a bit painful, because we are walking on sleepers and everything. He leaned forward, he saw, his face was got a bit like concerned and upset or something like that, because a bit dark a bit. Quickly woke up, and he quickly walked towards us, and he put the hand to stop. So I said, maybe it's wrong, or maybe we're not supposed to bring, or something like that, you know. But we still continued to walk, you know. When we reached there, and he quickly put the hand on the boy's neck, and he put in mine, and he was like patting us like that, and he said that, why kneel? Kneel will be very painful. It must be very painful, he said, you know. And he said, what is this, you know? And he said, Swami, this is the youth report, you know. He said, oh, acha, he said, you know. Then he blessed it, and then he was still then touching our head, and he said, but he said, your knees must be very painful. He said, Swami, take, Swami, bless, you know. Then I don't know where he got a flower from. God knows where he got a flower from. He took a flower, and he gave the boy a flower, and he put the flower into my hand, and he squeezed it in my right hand, because I was holding the tray, squeezed it so to know that I won't drop it, you know. And he squeezed it, and he says, okay, now walk back, don't kneel, it's painful. Swami, many VIPs would have stood there for us to come. Many times we wait for things to be done and to be given and to be shown the respect or the recognition, you know. God, the Master of the Universe, felt the pain in our knee, and he took so many steps rushing to us because he didn't want our knees to be painful. That taught me the importance of talking and doing and being. That changed my life. That literally changed my life, because from then on, I stopped reading Swami's messages literally, because I decided to go back and start being the messages that I understood. Because if you cannot try, at least try. You cannot be all of it, but if you try, I think it touches him far more important, and it means so much to him, because when I saw his eyes, I can swear that he teared, almost as if he felt the pain in my knee. And he gave us vibhuti then, and we did Pada Namaskaram. You know, the social, the entire social breakdown of everything that typically we are used to, he just broke it apart to show tremendous amount of love. He had the president, he had the program going on, and here he walked towards us. So I think the being is far more important than anything else.
And the other question that comes is, like, you had Swami showing his manifestations at home,
Yeah.
and he personally also physically spoke to you.
Yeah.
So after he has physically left,
Yeah.
so do you still feel that he is there as vibrant as before, like that with you, or things have changed? What is it? Have you had any experiences?
To me, very honestly, there is no difference to me, because his greatest love of manifestation of his existence was not the physical form for us, because I've with the vibhuti manifested, I followed my father to hospitals. I wouldn't say thousands of hospitals to give vibhuti to sick people, you know, because this happened from the age of very, very young till I was a grown-up kid, you know, bhajans and seeing Swami's miracles happen, you know. I just give you one incident so that you understand this magnitude. People used to come and put pictures in the house altar, because they're hoping that that their pictures will have vibhuti and they will take it back. So this Chinese couple came to the house. My parents were not in. So there's an elaborate process my father teaches us. My sister, my elder sister, my younger brother and sister, we all get involved. So we did the prayers, we did the full bhajans and everything for every single person and everything. We'll do the arati, take the water, vibhuti and everything, bless the photograph and we do it. So the man and the husband and wife said, no, we want Swami to bless it. So I said, it's already blessed, you know. They say, no, we must have vibhuti, there's no vibhuti. So I said, it doesn't work that way, but you can leave it here. Next day they came, and for their grace and love, it had vibhuti. So I said, look, Swami blessed with vibhuti. You know, your parents not around? I said, no, they're not around. So I saw the skeptic. I was then, I think, 14, 15 years old.
So they doubted you?
They doubted. They doubted me, my brothers and my sister. They thought that, you know, there was insistence or something could have happened. So I said, no, and I was a bit upset. I said, no, Swami blessed this. You know, at young time, you know, I was a Sai warrior. You know, I said, no, Swami blessed this. You know, and when anyone says anything about Swami, you know, I would turn into a Gurkha soldier. You know, and at that time I said, no, this Swami blessed. You know, how can you say? And when my sister was wrapping the picture, I went to Swami and verbally while they were there, and I said that, why did you allow them to insult you like this? You know, I said, this is not right. You know, they shouldn't do that to you. You know. And I wrapped up pictures with newspaper and everything, because they have to take it back to another state, you know, and they went back. Next day, again, my parents were not around, and my sister, my brothers, we all were teenagers, you know. The next day, they came to the house with lots of flowers and fruits and everything, you know. So I said, what happened, you know? And the guy didn't say a word. Chinese couple, elderly couple, much older than us. I think they were in the 50s. Just crying away, brought joss sticks, because my parents said, whatever form they come, we must allow it. So they had big joss sticks and they burn and everything, and they were for a long time, and they were crying away, you know. The story is, when he went back home and opened his newspaper, the picture was full of purple kungumam of Kuan Yin, because they prayed to Kuan Yin, was full on the picture. So Swami, the demos, Kuan Yin, you know, Madam, this Chinese Kuan Yin pray, when they pray, the color, her favorite color is purple. And they said they were Kuan Yin devotees, you know. So when they unveiled the newspaper to take out Swami's picture, the picture was covered by purple vibhuti on the picture, happened in their house.
Wow.
So Swami showed his magic, isn't it? He heard our prayer. He wanted to win their hearts too. But at the same time, I think he played a small little drama to say that, you know, that he's always present and omnipresent. So to answer your question, although physically, you know, for me, it was like losing my, I would say this, like a great grandfather that gave me everything, or grandfather or father physically. but on the spiritual level, he's always been there, he's always is here, and always will be there. Yeah. So no difference.
Any other experience you would like to share?
I did. I had the unfortunate health experience of Swami saving me about a couple of times, or 5 times actually.
Why unfortunate?
Unfortunate because we shouldn't be too proud if you have too much of health issues, But anyway, I'm much better now. I don't have any more health issues for the last 5 years. But one of it was when this happened in 2017, 2016. And what happened is that I was supposed to, I did kickboxing as a form of exercise. Much to discouragement of my wife, I went ahead and did kickboxing and I broke my spine. So I had to go for a major surgery. And so we went for the surgery. And just before the surgery started, the cardiologist comes and checks you because I had some heart issues. And then the cardiologist asked me, who is this? The whole, my hospital room is covered by Swami's pictures. Okay, I put Swami's calendar, Swami's picture and everything, and my normal thing, and he said, who is this? I said, he's my spiritual master, he's my God, he's the master of the universe, And he said, okay. And the person checked me and said, your heart-wise, you're fine for a spinal surgery because the doctor said 2-hour surgery, but you're fine for it. So he went off. After about 1.5 hours, the nurses came inside and said, brother, don't walk around. I was making phone calls. Sit down. Your operation has been cancelled. We are rushing you to the ICU because you had a heart attack. So I said, no, I didn't have any heart attack. Because I was joking with them earlier, I said, you were pulling a fast one, They said, no, brother, Ganesh, you have to lie down. I said, no, I'm fine. I don't have a heart attack. I would know if I had a heart attack. They said, no, you had a heart attack. So they put me down, they put an oxygen in my mouth, much to my protest. No, my wife was not around that time, and I was panicking. I honestly thought they got the wrong, Malaysia. I honestly thought they got the wrong patient and they were wheeling in, and by then they had the oxygen mask in my mouth. Went to the ICU, and that's when the doctor came and he said he was doing some other procedure. And Swami keeps coming in his mind very strongly to say, do a TROP-T, I think it's called TROP-T test. I think it's a heart enzyme test that is, I'm not a medical person, but I'm told that it shows your condition of your heart after a heart attack or something, And he's thinking, why should I get this inside, So because Swami was keep coming, and he's not a devotee, keeps coming in his mind, and he saw the picture, he thought, there's no harm in checking. And they found it was elevated. It so happens the day before, I was doing some gardening, and because I knew I was going to the hospital for a month, I got a heat stroke, and I almost fainted in the sun doing gardening. My wife came and yelled and scolded me and dragged me into the house. I couldn't eat, I couldn't drink water, I was literally flat down. Actually, there was a heart attack that both of us didn't know. It was 99% blocked in one of the arteries. Had he not done that, I would have gone for a spinal surgery where they turn you upside down. They would have cut you open. And because of complication, the surgery was 6 hours. Had it gone that long, with a 99%, it would have been a one-way trip, I think, But Swami went to this doctor, told him to do that, and they didn't do the surgery, but they put another additional stent, and Swami saved this body. Yeah.
So he went to a non-devotee doctor and...
He did went to a non-devotee doctor. And the doctor came back and said, whoever he is, you better pray more towards him because, I don't know why because there is no reason for him to do the test. The test is normally done for a person who's been clinically diagnosed for a heart attack to see the severity of it. I didn't have any symptoms. I even passed the ECG, rest ECG. Yeah.
He advised you to pray to Swami more?
He did. Yeah.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Beautiful. Yeah. There's anything else? I'm ready to listen.
Okay. This happened. This to show that how Swami it just doesn't manifest himself in your home or in your home country where you are. When I was in the US, I was studying for 5 years in the US. I did a degree in accounting. I did a degree in computer science. I did a master's in accounting, and then I did furthered my education further. So for 5 years I was in the US.
Is this the incident which you referred to saying that he saved your life in US?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Okay. So as a student, we used to go, you do visit. So I wanted to visit Disneyland. So from my place to there, it's about a 2 days drive. So I drove in a car to save money. And every time you're all students, and I was 19 or 20 years old student, I slept overnight in the car. And in the car, I had my camera. I used to love taking pictures, So I had my video camera and so on and so forth in the car, rolled up the windows slightly a bit for oxygen, and I slept. But when I was sleeping, I realized I stopped in a rest area that was not very pleasant. There were a lot of truckers and everything, So I prayed to Swami. Obviously the car had Swami stickers and everything. I prayed to Swami and I slept. Next morning, I woke up and there was a strong vibhuti smell, like Vudupati smell in the car. And I looked at Swami, I said, you woke like joss stick smell. So I said, well, you gave me a wake-up call. I said, I smiled and I was joking with him. And then I went to I was staying in a place where had a fast food chain to brush my teeth, have some breakfast, and to drive off. So I went to the toilet and to brush my teeth. Another guy says, where's your friend, the dude? And I said, which guy are you talking about? That guy, the dude. I said, who? What do you mean those? I said, no, I was alone. He said, no, the guy with the orange robe. He said, orange t-shirt, he said, because I don't think he could have seen Swami in his full form, I said, what do you mean? He said, oh, that guy, he's the one who was chasing the guys that was trying to get into your car. So he explained that apparently there were some people trying to open the car door to take the cameras and the things away. And Swami was there sitting beside me and manifested himself and he chased them away. Yeah. So.
Blessed indeed. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
So many times, and so you continue now also with the full Josh.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Very, very proud with the boys and girls of the Sathya Sai organization here in Malaysia. And the entire council. I've been serving as a volunteer in the Sai Council for more than 30 years, currently, in various capacities. And I always say that, to put food on the table, you work 9 to 5 or 9 to 9, depending on what the duty is, But even then, I always say that Swami, I try to find Swami's mission in my work. So I feel that I'm doing his work. Even my bosses will tell, I know your big MD is Swami, I make it very transparent and open that I give my best for my organization and I'll give my best to Sathya Sai. For life, to nourish your life and sustain your life, I volunteer a lot, and we have currently we have a fantastic SSC program. I belong to a center called Bangsa, in one of the earliest center in Malaysia. I have the honor today to be the chairperson of the center. So it's all capacity to serve Swami. More importantly than serving Swami actually is to serve the Swami in so many people that you meet. It's so easy to serve Swami because he has tremendous amount of love. But to serve the Swami in so many people, different types of people, is even harder. And I think that's what we need to do, I think, is to find Swami in all the people that we meet and to serve those people. I think that is a great way to show gratitude to the universe.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Sai Ram, Sai Ram.